In this age of digital dating, the rules of the game have completely changed, at least for some, like the Tinder couple you're about to meet. Our cameras rolling as they come face to face for the first time. Here's ABC's Mara Schiavocampo.
In the age of digital dating, it's the ultimate story of boy looking for girl. And a love that could last happily ever after? Today, 15% of Americans have tried online dating, but for the great majority, is finding love as easy as a swipe?
It's all about innovating. You know, there's 600 million single people on smartphones.
And of those 600 million, one 20-something duo may have engineered the greatest love story of all time. It all started 3 years ago when Josh Avsec logged into Tinder, swiped right, and found Michelle Arendas.
Everybody I matched with, they had the same exact photo. Their fingers were up, they had the kissy face, and they're in the mirror, right? They're taking it themselves. She had pictures of her friends and her adventures and where she traveled.
Mustering up some courage, he sent her a message.
Hey, Michelle.
And then he waited, and waited some more until 2 months later.
Hey, sorry, my phone died.
Thus began one of the most unusual courtships in online dating, both coming up with more and more creative excuses for their delay. 2 months later.
Hey, sorry, I was in the shower.
7 months later.
Hi, I really do apologize for just now getting back to you. I've had a really busy week.
10 months later.
Michelle, I don't want you to think I'm rude. Midterms are coming up, and it's just been really hard to keep up with it all.
President's Day had me swamped recently. You know how it gets.
Sorry I haven't been too quick to respond. I just got over a really serious relationship when I was a sophomore in high school.
But it was when Josh posted their Tinder exchange on Twitter, their flirtatious banter went viral, with 100,000 people liking it.
I had 750 followers at the time, and I expected my fraternity brothers and my family to appreciate it, you know?
Yeah.
And then in 6 days, I had 20,000 followers.
Some even saying the couple, who had not yet met, should get married.
People are already talking about these Tinder babies and all this big future. I mean, is there a lot of pressure now?
Literally pressure from all over the world.
Are you ready for the moment?
Of course, Tinder took notice, arranging for the pair to fly to New York to meet for the first time on Good Morning America.
2, 1, 3!
Michelle, it is so good to finally meet you. Just met each other, right? It was the greatest meeting in the whole world, but in truth, you can't know that 5 million people are gonna watch you hug her for the first time and not feel weird.
It definitely, that is 100% the weirdest way I've ever met someone, but you know.
Tinder even offered to fly them anywhere in the world for their first date. Thinking bold, they chose Hawaii, a long way to go for a Tinder date.
People make assumptions about sites like Tinder that they're merely for hooking up and nothing else, that nothing else can really grow and evolve from there. But the truth is, it doesn't matter how you come into something. If you actually find someone that you have a connection and chemistry with, there's no reason that both of you can't want something more.
But that's what the famous hookup app says it needs to do to stay ahead of the competition. It needs to be making more top quality matches.
We've created over 20 billion connections since we started the app. That's 20 billion connections that have resulted in friendships, marriages, dates.
In a survey they conducted, Tinder says 80% of their users are actually looking for a long-term relationship. Dr. Jess Carbino is Tinder's in-house sociologist. She conducted the survey for the site. We can't independently vouch for their findings.
Online daters are 26% more likely to have had a serious long-term relationship than their offline counterparts. These myths that we have about modern dating are real hooey.
Tinder right now is probably the easiest way in the world to meet someone new. But now we want to make it the easiest place in the world to actually get to know that person.
Which is what they hope works out well for Michelle and Josh.
So is this an example of what happens on Tinder? I mean, do people take a while to connect?
I'm not sure personally of any other experiences maybe that have been as long lasting as ours when it comes to waiting so long to messaging to each other, but I do know that like, so many people that have met through the app and have really found some great relationships along the way. I just think that they probably answered more than every 6 months.
It's very cool. In my own family, My sister and my soon-to-be brother-in-law, they're actually getting married in November, and they met on Tinder.
But for those still looking for love on Tinder, some top tips for Tinder triumph.
You cannot wear a hat on Tinder. You diminish your likelihood of being swiped right on by 12%. You're obstructing your eyes. Glasses, for example, are going to lead you to be less swiped right on by 15%. And smile. You're signaling to people that you're kind and approachable, and you increase your likelihood of being swiped right on by 14%.
The smarter Tinder gets, the bigger it gets, the larger our audience is, the better we get at suggesting the 1 or 2 or 3 people that we think are perfect for you.
Tinder started out as a few guys on a couch in a conference room. Now it's 200 plus people in a whole building on Sunset Boulevard. So what will Tinder look like in another 5 years?
You might be walking down the street and Siri or the Tinder assistant speaks in your ear and says, Sean, you know, there's a girl that we think you might be interested in. You're both free tomorrow night. You want me to set up a date?
So for Josh and Michelle, there's no excuse to wait 3 years to meet.
Have you been surprised by the attention this has gotten?
Absolutely surprised. Like,
yes.
Surprised is not even a big enough word. It's been crazy. I'm completely shocked by how many people all over the world, and even people in my own life, that are reaching out to us and sharing their experiences and where they've seen it and how they heard about us and sharing it with their friends. It's just been so shocking that so many people are so excited about it.
What are you looking forward to?
Well, I just need my feet in the sand. I need that ocean, and it doesn't matter if we are posted up in a cardboard box in Maui. If I am in Maui, I just know we're gonna have so much fun.
No matter what, it's going to be an amazing time.
For Nightline, I'm Mara Schiavocampo in New York.